Aren't we blessed? Amen is right. So now we have another moment that I want to share with you before we get in the message. And man, I'm chomping at the bit. I'll tell you, I would be doing burpees if my hands weren't messed up. So I want to invite Mrs. Jeanette up here, please. She's going to share a little bit of her heart with you guys. Miss Jeanette, if we can use it. Is this mic, Rachel, just turn it on?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll come up after her. Oops. Hello. You're good. It's all you. All right. You got it right. Your step here. You want to come up here? Okay. All right.
Hi. I'm so glad to be here this morning. First of all, I want to say that the reason I am here and I am calling this church my home is because I believe the leadership and staff of the leadership has been anointed of God to proclaim the gospel in a new and exciting way in this valley. In my lifetime, I've had the privilege of being involved in the planting of four or five different churches throughout our valley and throughout Southern California. But I wanted to share something with you this morning because I believe that God has ordained those of us who are here and those of us who call this church home or even visit on a regular basis. In the past few weeks, our pastor and his staff have made the decision that we would no longer be borrowing this property by renting, but we're going to buy it. It's a real step of faith to do that, and it's a leap of faith to stop and look at the challenges that take place anytime we make this kind of a decision for Christ. I understand that Pastor will be sharing a little more about it later, but it will be almost doubling our payment, but we will be buying something rather than renting. And for those of you who have ever had the privilege of owning a home, you know what it is when you say it's mine. And I believe that's what God is doing in giving us this beautiful piece of property in a location that is just great for a church. In the process of this, I believe Pastor is going to be sharing some cards that will allow all of us to be committed to this project as owner in this project. In other words, my dad, when I was 16, bought me a beautiful little car. And you know, it was good looking, it ran good. He even filled it with gas. He paid the insurance for me. But that car did not mean half as much to me as the old beat up car a few years later that I bought and paid for myself. And I think that says something to the fact of something we work for and own. And so I've been praying a lot about this since I heard that we were going to buy the property, and God even opened up doors that allowed us not to take out of our regular offerings the down payment for it. And so I know that God's hand is in this. And what we're going to be doing is asking that each of you consider taking what we call a pledge or a planting card, because we are planting a church here in the Kern River Valley. And taking that card and pray over it and ask what God would have you give on a monthly basis for 1 year toward the building and the ministry of this church. And it might only be $5 or $10, it might be a lot more. In my lifetime, I've known what it was to be rich, and I certainly know what it is to be very, very poor. But I believe that this is an opportunity that all of us have to share in this. And I believe God has for every single one of us who are here a destiny to fulfill in the planting of a church that will reach thousands of people should God tarry over the next few years. And so I just wanted to share with you that from past experience and my old age, I know that God answers the prayer of his faithful children. And so I just wanted you to be reminded that this morning, through this opportunity of pledge cards, that we have an opportunity of being a part of something that only eternity will tell the results. And so, as I said before, I think God has ordained and given us this opportunity to have a destiny that may be fulfilled here in the Kern River Valley. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that was a good message. Let's go home.